On dangerous habits some students have developed. Part two of three. If you missed part one, you got to go and check that video. So in this video, we're going to talk about how successful students, yes, they may study, but it's not always that they study more. That could be the case. But they study more intentionally. And it starts with a simple weekly schedule. A weekly schedule would answer questions such as what subject am I studying? On which days do I intend to study these subjects? And for how long, the time period, the duration. It doesn't need to be complicated, it just needs to be realistic. For example, some students might choose to study 30 minutes to 2 hours per subject um, on a specific day. Depending on the subjects, it could be 3 to 5 days a week, 3 to 6 days a week. Again, it depends on the subject. And they would focus on one subject per session or period so that they could remain focused. So me personally, when I never used to schedule versus when I started scheduling. So when I was in primary school, high school, I knew nothing about scheduling. There was a time in my life I used to fail all the time. Some of you probably heard me share this story before. And by the time I was in university, well, before I entered university, my grades improved and so forth. But I had a lot of well, my family, they were always there encouraging and being there for me, and they had me lessons and so forth. But by the time I entered university, to be more specific, now I was more so on my own. And I prayed about it, but also at the same time, I seeked to see what does it take to succeed. And because I learned how to schedule, when I now started scheduling, it was not efficient. It was a mess. But over time and being diligent, seeking, just so hungry to accomplish my academic goals, when I started scheduling, I never ever failed again, literally, not one subject, not one course. So I knew the power of scheduling. And another thing with scheduling is when you schedule your day, your activities, your tasks effectively, and you actually schedule, it reduces procrastination, which is when some of us, we know we're supposed to study, but we end up doing all other things and we keep, delaying, delaying, delaying. So it also reduces the amount of time people tend to procrastinate. A schedule, so again, it reduces last minute panic for persons who tend to, because they have no structure in their life, they tend to wait 2, 3 days or a few days or a few hours before an exam to do what we like to call cram. So it reduces our last minute panic. It builds consistency, which is your ability to continuously study, right? Which builds a very good habit, and it also would help you to see progress over time. So you stop guessing and you start executing. Again, I want to encourage you all to say this affirmation after me. I manage my time effectively, making each moment count towards achieving my goals. And you all can leave a comment if it is you want help creating a weekly schedule plan that actually works.